Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm taking a different route today. Not gonna play. I'm not gonna play Eve Online. I was gonna do another Android VM video. I did a Hyper-V, but VMware Workstation plays the Android a lot better because you can actually assign graphic memory to it, and it allows you to play games at a much faster rate. At least the games that are compatible, anyways. So let's get started. To get Workstation, you just type in VMware Player in Google, uh, click on the link, and then just go to Download Now. And for non-commercial use, you can download it for free and use it. So go ahead and do that. And this is what I'm running here. So to get Android, one that works, I've tested quite a few, and the only one I can get to work with VMware is version 7.1 release 2. So go to android-x86.org. You can just click on download. Well, let's go back here. I think if we click on this one and go to, let's try FossHub. You can go to older versions, and we're looking for it's right here at the bottom. So version 7.1 R2, not the 64 version. So just the x86. Like you'll see, let's see, this -64. Make sure it doesn't have that, just the x86 version R2 ISO. So actually, that one right there would probably work. But that's the version I downloaded. So let's go back to VMware now. So I'm going to make a new machine. I already have it set to the installer disk is at 7.1 version release 2. So we'll go ahead and select that one. And now we're just going to go with Android YouTube. I'm going to put this in a larger folder. VMware Android YouTube. Okay. We're going to store as a single disk file. I never do multiple files. I mean, I'd like it as a single file so I can move it around. 20 gigs is probably decent. You can make it 40. And now this is where you can adjust the graphics. So for memory, Android's pretty heavy, so you want like 5 or 6 gigs of memory. Processors, you could easily do 4. Network adapter, make sure it's unbridged so it gets its own, it's like its own device. If you do replicate, it tries to replicate, and if you don't choose that, it doesn't work at all. USB leave the same, sound card leave the same. So under display, choose accelerate 3D graphics and just crank this up as high as you can. Even if your graphics card isn't 3 gigs, it uses a memory for the graphics card. So it works pretty well. So we'll go ahead and close this. And we'll finish, and it should boot up here. So here, there's a couple ways to install this, but the way I like to install it is to go to Advanced Options and Auto Installation to specified hard disk. And here, the menu might glitch a little bit, like your keyboard might not work. See, it's not working. So I exit out and come back in and go back in, and then let's see here. There it goes. It's not always exact because it's glitchy right here. So then we're going to want to choose that. Sometimes it locks up there and you got to redo the whole thing. But it actually looks like it went through that time. Now, using Android on VMware works. It's not perfect. It is nice to have it as a, like you can run Instagram on it and stuff like that. You can run email. You can run a Exchange email, Gmail, of course. and the Play Store. And there's a few apps that do work, but there's a lot that don't. So if you find the ones that do, or games, it'd be nice to have a list of games that do work for Android. Yeah, we'll let this load up here, make sure it works. It does take a while to load, no matter how much processor power you give it. It just takes a while. Now I tried this with 8.2 release 2, 8.1 release 2, and it does not work. It freezes at the load screen. So only 7.1 32-bit works with VMware that I've tested. So here's the system here. We'll set up as a fresh start. And you'll see this works a lot faster than the Hyper-V install, because the Hyper-V, you need special programs to allow for the graphic adapter to be used, and Hyper-V just doesn't allow for that. It's more for server stuff anyways. You don't really want to run it in Hyper-V. It's not really compatible. I'll skip this part. Skip. I'll leave that the same. Sure. All set. And I always just choose the launcher here. And sometimes this pink background will fail, or your background will fail. But yeah, otherwise, works pretty good. Let's see if we're online. We should be. Accept and continue. No thanks. Facebook.com. So yeah, it works fully with your keyboard and mouse, and you just hit Control-Alt to get out of the VMware. Minimize, bring it back. And yeah, so it's pretty decent. Sometimes I play slot games on this one. So, all right, that is the tutorial on how to get VMware working, or Android x86 working with VMware to actually allow for graphics and maybe some gameplay. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. Thanks.